Welcome back to the channel. If you're not new here, welcome to the channel if you are new. For those of you that aren't new, I apologise because on the community page I said that Chesnaut or Torterra would be in the next video. This, as you can see, they're not there. So the Kyogre team is still in the works, but we are featuring the ELECTABUZZ Calyrex team again, and it's different this time around. So first of all, I want to give a quick shout out to a viewer who was messaging, leaving me messages, who was leaving comments on the last video. Agent Coffin, thank you very much. So basically, our conversation was Agent Coffin said that he felt that the team was really good, but that fairy types, in particular Pokemon that are using the fairy type to terrestrialize into, could be a problem for the team. And when I first read that, I was like, it's true that we have a few fairy weaknesses on the team. We had Tornadus before, which isn't fairy weak, but again, we discount Okidogi for now. Of course, Urshifu, fairy weak, and the rest are neutral. But then when I think of fairies, I think of Fluttermane. Fluttermane's weak to Fluttermane. Calyrex is weak to Fluttermane as well. So the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Actually, in practice, whenever my opponents, whenever they're running their own Calyrex-Shadow Rider, fairly often it's Fairy Tera. If it's Lunala, it's always Fairy Tera. And Agent Coffin was correct. He was absolutely right, actually, that I don't have a quick way to remove fairies from the field, particularly when my opponents are using them to terrestrialize their big threats into the fairy type. And yeah, it's tough. So I was like, you know what? How can I make changes to the team? I also needed to patch up the Terapagos matchup, which is incredibly difficult to do with Calyrex. It's arguably the most difficult matchup. I think the most difficult matchup for Calyrex-Shadow Rider. So I was like, how can I patch that up? And I was thinking, I don't use Tornadus very much on this team at all now. So we're actually going to swap it out. And I was looking at fighting types. And it's Okidogi. Fighting poison type, of course. The fighting type is there for Terapagos, but I didn't want something weak to fairy, of course. So the fact it's poison type allows me to run a poison stab and pick off fairies, at least threaten fairies. And of course, Okidogi, I've never rated it, to be honest. When it first dropped in the Kitakami prologue, and a few people used it online. I was like, with an Assault Vest, I was like, it's not that great, you got Iron Hands at the time, which was way better. But man, Assault Vest Okidogi was the pick, I think. Honestly, I think this is the best version of this team so far. I've made other changes as well. Calyrex now holds the Covert Cloak. It is by far the best item for Calyrex. One of the problems with Calyrex-Shadow Rider is, well, one of the things that you can do to beat Calyrex-Shadow Rider is using things like Raging Bolt to just Electro Web and snarl it down. Covert Cloak gets around that quite nicely, especially in best of one play. Your opponent doesn't know you're running Covert Cloak till they use those moves. I should know because I've been on the other end of that many a time. But yeah, this is the team. We've got two fighting types to deal with the Terapagos. We've also got the Dark Terror as well. I also use Okidogi to also try to patch up the Calyrex matchup as well, the Calyrex-Shadow Rider matchup. So, this is the team. I've already spoken too much. Again, huge shout outs to Agent Coffin. Absolutely correct. But it's given life to this. Well, again, I keep saying it, but the best version of the team so far. We'll see if we can get some wins today, and at the end of the episode, maybe we'll talk a little bit more about some of these Pokemon. We have an opponent. It is a Lunala team. A balanced Lunala team. Firewater Grass Core, Raging Bolt, and Chien-Pao. So, I don't... Maybe Trick Room, which I don't really want going up. When I see Trick Room, I automatically gravitate to Fluttermane. Since we can Imprison and stop the Trick Room. Fluttermane looks great this matchup as well, so I'm leaning towards it. What other three do we bring though? The only issue with this is leading Fluttermane into Lunala is not a great idea. I'm kind of forced to terrestrialize if I do that. So I think I'm thinking about the double fighting lead. Urshifu Okidogi, and let's think about this. So probably Urshifu Okidogi in the front. I feel like I have to bring Calyrex and ELECTABUZZ as a pair. The Sucker Punch from Chien-Pao is too much of a problem. just priority moves in general on the opposing team a bit of an issue. So time's getting a bit short. We're gonna go, I think, Okidogi, Urshifu, and ELECTABUZZ, Calyrex in the back. And if they lead Trick Room, they go Trick Room, then it is what it is. We can try to work our way around that. But let's see. An actual banger of a trainer card there. That one's pretty awesome. Okay, so these lead matchups. Let's see how they shape up. Chien-Pao Lunala. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier on in the breakdown, not the breakdown, but yeah, the team preview, we're gonna poison jab the Lunala because they're very often Fairy Tera. We're kind of forcing them to switch out or Terastallize here. So we're going to poison jab that slot. And we could blow that slot as well. The only way this goes wrong is if they switch the Lunala, but even then it's not really going wrong because we're gonna really heavily damage whatever comes in. If they protect, Wicked Blow's gonna go straight through it. Their best bet is to Terastallize and protect, and we do see a Terastallization. It is the Lunala. And it is the Fairy type. Okay. So, let's see what this Chien-Pao is going to do. Chien-Pao goes for the Protect. Okay, that's an amazing start. I forget the speed tiers between Urshifu and Lunala. I can't remember. I think, are they the same or is Lunala slightly faster? But either way, we go first with the Wicked Blow. So it's not going to be Trick Room. It's going to be a straight Moonblast, probably into Urshifu. Yep. It takes us down to the Sash. And let's see how much damage this Poison Jab is going to do. I don't expect it to get the KO from here. It actually does! Okay, yeah. So I don't think it normally does. I haven't looked at calcs because we're not running like any attack investment. We are boosting Special Defense Nature with 4 EVs in attack. I think the Sword of Ruin came through for us there. So Chien-Pao really helping us out on turn 1 there. But yeah, there we go. That's how we deal with ghosts. Double fighting lead and just double them. Raging Bolt comes in now. And so Chien-Pao has just protected, so we're definitely going to be throwing some fighting moves this way. So we go for the Drain Punch there. I'm going to protect the Urshifu because you've got to respect the Thunderclap into that slot. Let's see how it pans out. Ice Cool Crash. That's a lot of damage. Okay, that would be why, because it's Life Orb. And we don't flinch, thankfully. And Chien-Pao gone. So, again, it being Life Orb means that we just knock it out in one hit. Perfect. Really couldn't have gone much better these first 2 turns. They do actually double that slot, so they called the Protect on Urshifu. And we take that hit way better than the first one, thanks to the Assault Vest. And it's 4v2. Not over yet. That's Ogerpon coming in. But they've burned their Tera. They've lost their Restricted. Could high horsepower the Raging Bolt here. I mean, we have the coverage for Miraidon mainly, but it's something that we can do. Could Poison Jab the Ogerpon as well. I think we're high horsepower. Actually, probably knock off, because you've got to respect his Assault Vest. So it'd be nice to just knock off the Assault Vest, if possible, if we can get the attack off in time. And we're probably going to lose Urshifu here, so we're going to Sucker Punch that slot, go before the Thunderclap, if that's what they go for. It's actually not what they go for. They go straight to the Ivy Cudgel. Okidogi goes down. Nice play from my opponent. So they've actually played those last 2 turns really well. Called out Detect the first time around. Called out Sucker Punch the second time around as well. But we should be okay. Down to Calyrex and ELECTABUZZ. So it's going to take at least 2 Astral Barrages to pick these 2 off. Unfortunately, we didn't knock off what I assume is an Assault Vest on the Raging Bolt. So, having said that, here's what we do. We nasty plot, so it only takes one Astral Barrage. Do have to be careful though, actually. I haven't terrestrialized. Of course, we need to terrestrialize here because if it's Snarl on the Raging Bolt, then it's not going to knock us out, but it's going to do a ton of damage. So yeah, nasty plot to play here because rather than it take 2 barrages, we might as well just get the boost immediately and threaten the KO on the following turn. But we'll see. Maybe they don't even have a Snarl. Okay, so we get our boost. Ivy Cudgel comes out just above 50%. Dragon Pulse comes out. And ELECTABUZZ hanging around. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? Don't you love it when you put a mon on the team that you think, you know, actually, I think this is actually really good. And it's actually really good in ELECTABUZZ. So, Assault Vest or not, I don't think the Raging Bolt surviving this. I was considering going for the Feint on the Ogerpon there, because the Spiky Shield was fairly obvious. But I didn't want to chance a Thunderclap critical hit, which I don't think would get the job done anywhere on Calyrex, but again, you never know. Better safe than sorry. And this one's all over. GG. Okidogi showing up, doing what it does, what we put on the team to do. Really pleased with how that lead matchup went and how it worked out. It's a bit of a gamble, but it's what we have to do with the team pretty much. We've got outs against the Ghosts, and we're able to clean up with ELECTABUZZ and Calyrex. So GG. Again, we're going to see that banger of a trainer card, and let's see if we can get another win. Okay. We have an opponent. They're pretty high ranked. 119. And it's a Terapagos, which is very worrying indeed. They've got an Amoonguss as well. So, again, this is why we've made the changes that we've made with our 2 fighting types. I mean, Urshifu was already there. Okidogi is the new one. But Urshifu was put on this team partly for this reason. To deal with the Terapagos and turn what is a terrible matchup into something that's winnable. The Amoonguss is an issue, though. I feel like I need to lead ELECTABUZZ. And if I'm going to lead ELECTABUZZ, I'm going to lead Calyrex. And we're going to bring the... probably the 2 fighting types in the back. Fluttermane's okay here, but it's not that amazing. I think these are the 4 we're going to go with. Amoonguss is really forcing my hand here. Because if they lead it, and we don't have ELECTABUZZ on the field, then we have to switch. We have to switch into the spores. We can't afford to attack. We have to switch in, and we have to switch in on the correct slots with either Rillaboom or ELECTABUZZ. So we'll lead ELECTABUZZ, and since we're leading ELECTABUZZ, not always, but usually we're going to be leading Calyrex alongside it. So yeah, going to be a really tough matchup, but we'll see how it goes. Terrible trainer card, just the default. What a complete 180 from the previous one. That's definitely Amoonguss. Yeah, I recognise that name. Amoonguss Raging Bolt. So this is actually great. This is a great lead matchup. I am forced to terrestrialize, which is a bit worrying because, of course, the Tera Starstorm will deal double damage to Calyrex. But again, if they've got Snarl, then I need to do this. We're just going to follow me and we're going to go for the nasty plot. Get that boost up. There's a good chance they switch in the Terapagos as well. Of course, that's why you keep it in the back, because you can just switch it into the Astral Barrage. Amoonguss going for Protect. Okay. That's, again, a really nice turn 1. Or start of turn 1 anyway. An immediate Protect in both, in this game and this game. In this game and this game, in this game and the first game. So we get our boost. And it is a Snarl. So I'm glad that we Well, I'm glad that I identified that the Covert Cloak is the play on Calyrex. I'm actually going to do, I think, the same thing again, because I expect that, again, the Terapagos is going to come in, and I need to put big damage down it when it does switch in. They actually don't switch. So we're sitting at +4. And I think they're about to find out what our ability is on the ELECTABUZZ. And if you haven't been paying attention, what do you think the ability is? It is Vital Spirit. So usually it would be static, right? But Vital Spirit's definitely the play. Because again, Amoonguss, ELECTABUZZ just invalidates it. So I'm actually expecting them to bring in the Terapagos now. So we're gonna Draining Kiss the Raging Bolt. Because I would like to break the Tera Shell. Should that be the case, they are switching. Nice! Okay. We could see a Rage Powder. They just protect. Okay, great. Glad we didn't see the Rage Powder then. So this goes a long way to helping with this matchup. The Tera Shell is broken. A critical hit as well. It's a good amount of damage. Enough to get us back to full health. Look at that. Okay, leftovers. So with Terapagos, it's important to pay attention to what item it has. Usually I'd like to lead Okidogi into it and just knock it off immediately. But wasn't the case with Amoonguss. The fact it's leftovers tells me that I can probably survive a Tera Starstorm, because I imagine it's probably Carmine. So they're probably more heavily invested in their defences and getting boosted up a little bit. So we do see the Tera, no surprise there. I'm hoping we can survive this. I don't actually know the calcs. But the fact Amoonguss protected means that we should hopefully get that gone. So in comes a Rage Powder, out comes a Rage Powder. I mean, it's the only way of surviving this is if it's sashed, right? And Sash Amoonguss is not a thing this gen. Amoonguss down. But now we're about to get hit hard in return. And we're sitting at +5 though. It's a lot of damage, but we do survive, which is exactly what we needed. I've got to be careful because I don't, obviously, goes without saying, I don't want it healing back up to full HP. Actually, no, I don't think Tera Shell activates from now it's Terastalaz, right? I'm still not entirely sure with Terapagos and its abilities. Incineroar comes in. The fake outs into Calyrex is super obvious. They might call me out on it and fake out the ELECTABUZZ, but I think this is the right play all day long. They need to fake out the Calyrex. And I don't think the Starstorm's going to do too much damage to ELECTABUZZ anyway. So we'll see. Okay, nice. So they do go into Calyrex. We're actually faster with ELECTABUZZ. Minimal damage, but all damage is good damage. And we do get a speed drop as well. Substitute. Okay, so yeah, these higher ranked teams, they've often got some tricks up their sleeve. And I wasn't expecting the substitute. I need to double that slot. They're probably going to go for the classic Protect after a substitute. It's always the play. So I'm actually going to feint that slot and Draining Kiss it and hopefully get the sub gone. We're going to lose ELECTABUZZ. Sorry, not ELECTABUZZ, Calyrex's turn. Apologies if you can hear that in the background. Okay, so no Protect. Could have gone for the Electro Web there, but I was never going to do that. I needed to get this this sub broken. And now it's really quite tough. We'll have to see what the Incineroar does. Knockoff would be pretty devastating into ELECTABUZZ. It won't knock us out, but it'll set us up for a knockout. Yeah, so Calyrex goes down. ELECTABUZZ takes it fairly well. But it's about to take another hit, I think. Parting shot, okay. Nice. That's the best case scenario we could hope for there, is not taking any further damage. So we know their full team. They've got 2 Pokemon weak to fighting, and they've got the Raging Bolt as well, which is coming back out now. One of their Pokemon's Incineroar, and we've got the Guard Dog ability on Okidogi, which is going to boost our attack if we can get Incineroar to switch in on it. What do I want to bring in? We've got the Sash on Urshifu, so I get 2 bites of the cherry. But I feel like if I go in with Urshifu and I target the Terapagos slot, they just switch to Incineroar, right? So maybe Okidogi is the play here. Facing down 2 special attackers, and then we can bring in Urshifu after the fact. That makes the most sense to me, so I think we'll go for that. Okay. Let's go for the follow me. The only thing is we're not outputting a whole lot of damage with Okidogi and the Drain Punch. We're not going to get the one-hit KO. You know what? Maybe I bring in Urshifu now. It's a bit risky because I'm probably going to lose the Sash, right? The bigger threat is Okidogi, so I expect them to target that down. But if I can get both fighting types on the field at the same time, then I can really pressure them, and I can have ELECTABUZZ supporting Okidogi, because I don't expect Urshifu to stick around for too long. Hopefully we can get something out of Urshifu here. This is a bit of a risky play, but yeah, I think keeping ELECTABUZZ around is actually in my best interest. Actually, so they protect. That's not a big surprise. So we might have got Urshifu in safely here. Or not. Electro Web. That's quite a lot of damage. Oh, we might be in Thunderclap range. Looking at the damage on that, that was a lot. So this next turn is the turn that's going to decide the game, I think. I need to double the Terapagos slot. If they switch to Incineroar, then they're going to boost Okidogi's attack. At least Okidogi gets another shot at it. So the Thunderclap comes out. Urshifu sticks around, and the close combat. So there we go. There we go. So I think that my opponent maybe forgot about the speed drop on their Terapagos, because yeah, they were probably expecting the Terapagos to go first, right, after the Electro Web Dust on the previous turn, or they were expecting the Urshifu to go down, which I thought might be the case, but didn't happen. Minor damage from the Okidogi there, but that's okay because we got the big threat gone, and this game has just become a lot more winnable. Big swing in our favour here. Intimidate comes out. Urshifu's attack goes down, Okidogi's attack goes up. So I could pull the switch. I don't think it's... I could, but I think if I just keep the pressure on here, because I feel like they probably need to double into the Okidogi. They might call Protect on Urshifu. So we're not going to mess about. Of course, Fake Out's going to come out. It is into Okidogi. They do just Thunderclap. Okay. A bit risky, but I'm happy making that play. Again, we've got the boost, the attack boost on Okidogi anyway. We've got the Assault Vest. We've got Redirection as well. So the only thing that's a bit of an issue is the fact that we've had our speed lowered. So we'll go for the Follow Me, and we're going to punch this Incineroar as hard as we can. Doubt it's going to pick up the one-hit KO. But should do a good chunk of damage. Okay, so Raging Bolt is the fastest thing on the field. Electabuzz avoids. Critical hit, but I don't think that's too terrible. And a knockoff as well. Okay, so now we've lost the Eviolite. Oh, that almost gets the job done. Almost. I think, you know what, we can... I think we can protect Electabuzz, actually. Yeah, I think we can protect the Electabuzz. I don't think it's necessary for me to follow me here. I think Okidogi can stick around no matter what, unless we get like double crit. Unless they double that slot, we get double crit somehow. Protect might be the play. And that's what I'm leaning towards. And go for the Drain Punch, get Incineroar gone. So Electro Web again. So we should be fine, unless we see like a Flare Blitz burn onto Okidogi. That could be a bit of a problem. Oh, they doubled the Electabuzz! Nice, nice. So Protect was the play. They didn't want to Flare Blitz. Assuming they have Flare Blitz. Probably didn't want to take the recoil damage. Expect it to KO in return. Okay, so from here, we've got high horsepower. Now we're just going to follow me. High horsepower can miss, and that's one way we lose. I think we just play it safe. We just Drain Punch, get as much healing back as we can, and just strangle the game out from here. GG, we get the win. We actually just got the win against arguably the most difficult matchup for Calyrex-Shadow Rider. And again, my opponent was ranked 119. They whacked out the surprise substitute on us as well. But man, I'm really pleased with that. I'm really pleased with that. The Okidogi, again, a crucial pick. Absolutely crucial. So let's go back to the team and talk a little bit more about it. And that was it. Couldn't really go much better, to be honest. Two really difficult matchups. And again, Agent Coffin, you were right. The Lunala matchup, we saw it go fairy. And thanks to the Okidogi switch, me putting something on the team that could deal with fairies, I mean, it's a bit of a... We have to make the read, right? You have to make the read, but it allows me to make the read, and it works a lot of the time. So, again, yeah, an amazing call by Agent Coffin. And the second matchup, the fact that we managed to pull the win off against such a high-ranked Terapagos. Honestly, one of the best teams I've ever made, I think, in my 11 years of playing VGC. I think this team is really solid. However, I actually don't think this is the best version of this team. I think this is very close to the best version that this team is going to reach. Of course, that there's going to be variances depending on how you play and having your own opinions on it. But there are a couple more changes that I'm going to make, and so I'll probably will drop one more video with the team with the alternate version. I think Okidogi can be changed around a little bit. Maybe the Tera typing could be changed to normal, and maybe we can drop the high horsepower as well. But we'll see. That's the team. Give it a go. I highly recommend it. I think it's not super difficult to play, but it's incredibly effective. Let me know if you do play it. Again, leave me comments. Tell me if you think that things should be changed, or give me your opinion on stuff, because again, I build these teams on my own pretty much. Literally on my own, not even pretty much. I build these teams on my own. So having a secondary perspective is always helpful in team building, and not just for me, but if you team build yourself, get a bunch of friends. I of course do have friends, but they're not always readily available, so leaving me comments, it helps me out. Anyway, I'm waffling on way too much. Thanks for watching, guys. Whatever the next episode is, hopefully I'll catch you in it. You take care.